Can you both look at the camera? Cool. And then Natalie, can you just try and keep your hair out of your face as much as possible? You don't have to put it back, but
this
just...
is a common trend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, good luck.
And then Hope, I'm just gonna have you double check, make sure I'm all the way in the frame.
Yeah.
When I sit down. Is there any part of me that's
Yeah, your head's cut off
now
completely.
it's cut off?
Can I fix it?
It's kind of far away from you.
It is far.
I trust you. Do you want to move it?
Yeah.
You can either...
Communications major in middle school, so
Nice.
this is my thing.
Communications major in middle school.
Okay, that's good, I think, right?
Good morning. Welcome back to Brendan Box Vlogs. If you're new here, my name is Brendan, and this is the vlog. Actually, no, it's not a vlog. I shouldn't have said vlog at all because it's not at all a vlog. Today, we're actually doing a podcast type interview with two freshmen that I know who are dope people. They're dope human beings. That's why I asked them to do it. And but they're also here at Penn State for like the first time. They've just started school. And I was curious about what their thoughts were as a senior at Penn State. Because it's kind of where my vlogs are heading to now, I'd argue, is this weird direction where it's kind of about like my senior year and what's going on throughout that. And so I was interested in the freshman perspective on the school that I've been going to for almost 4 years now. So I hope you enjoy. So I said this in the intro, but essentially, first off, this is Hope and Natalie. They are freshmen at Penn State this year, and they're very dope people, very good friends of mine, and that's why I decided to have them come on and do this, and they also just agreed to it without really knowing what it was they were doing, so I appreciate you guys being here. And I appreciate you guys being professional about it. So, yeah, so I know I just introduced you, but can you just reintroduce yourself for the camera? Because I want to hear your voice.
Well, I'm Hope.
You can say this part directly.
Okay, cool, I will. I'm Hope. This is Natalie. We look like the same person, but we're not. I don't know, what else?
I'm Natalie. I'm 19. I'm from South Florida.
I'm 18. I'm also from South Florida. What's another fun thing? Oh, my favorite color is yellow. What else?
Natalie, what's your favorite color?
I don't have one. It changes.
What do you mean you don't have one?
You know, I just am an indecisive human.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yikes.
It's fine. We you know, I mean,
Cool.
It's weird, but it's fine. That's good. That's fine.
I'm weird.
She is very weird. That was really typical. I like that. That was a good answer. Because that's really typical.
What are you guys studying?
Acting.
Acting. Why acting?
You want to take it away?
As if I haven't been asked this question a lot of times.
Like essay response or...
I mean,
What do you tell your grandma when she asks you why you act?
Oh, that's cute. That's
Why
cute.
the f*** are you acting?
I guess it was just like what I always did. Like I never really did anything else.
Sure.
I guess I tried other things, but it never really lasted. Like theater was always the thing that I was always passionate about and didn't quit. And enjoy.
Didn't quit.
I quit soccer. I quit tennis. I quit like art class. Like it was just always the thing that I found that I loved the most.
True.
And I just kept it going.
True Hope.
I don't know. I feel like everyone that does acting kind of just feels that same, like there's nothing really else that I could be doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like it's the right thing
That's
to be
how
doing.
I feel. Yeah, that's how
Like
I feel.
it doesn't feel like I can't imagine myself doing anything else.
Yeah, 100%.
And like I've done a lot of stuff, like artistically, I always knew I wanted to do something artistic. I was always kind of like, I didn't know for sure that I was going to do acting in college until like right before my senior year. Mostly because, I mean, like I knew intrinsically, but like I'm a very nervous, like insecure person. So I didn't think that I could, even if I wanted to.
Okay.
It was kind of a last second. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then, because like I was touring schools and I was like, the only reason I don't like these places is because I'm not looking for the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, all right, I'm fooling myself. I just kind of did it.
Yeah,
And now I'm
so-
here. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like when I'm on stage or in front of a camera, it's like a home. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like just like uncomfortable here.
Yeah, I just like can't imagine doing something that like, not only specifically acting, just something that wasn't like artistically fulfilling. Like I can't imagine that. Like it's just the person that I am.
Fulfilling is such a big part of it. Is that I've never felt more fulfilled doing anything else.
Yeah, no. It just feels very right. And like I think that it's so important to be happy with what you're doing. Like that's the most important
100%.
thing. So if you're not like doing something that every single day you're excited to be doing, then I don't understand what you're doing.
And I also think that like we're very lucky because I think so many people go into college and even go into like their early adulthood not knowing what they want to do or what they're passionate about yet. And so I think the thing about a lot of theater people is that they know that theater and the arts is something that they're passionate about. And a lot of people for years always knew. Like I always knew from when I was in elementary school. So I think that it's really special to, people tell me all the time, you're so lucky you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea, you know? So.
What do people say? Because I get a lot of weird, like when you say,
Oh, I love that question.
like in your gen ed classes, when they're like, when on that first day when they go around.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. That's my favorite
Like-
thing. I love watching people's reaction when I tell them
They're
that
so
I'm an actor. Because some
curious.
people,
They're
like,
so curious.
for me,
yeah.
it's like on the spectrum. Some people are like so crazy supportive that it's insane, and like
Weird.
they
Like,
like
weirdly
people I've just met will be like, "Oh my god, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard! Like, tell me about it. What classes do you take?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to be in movies? Like, oh my gosh, are you gonna be famous one day?" And I can
Right.
say I met you, and I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, I literally have no idea who I am.
Tell
Some
your
people.
Uber drivers you're an acting major. They just say these.
I have done that.
Yes,
I
yes.
have. It's so funny when they're like, "What's
Yeah.
your major?" And you're like, "No way!"
Yeah.
Like some people are so
All
like
the
crazy
time.
nice
You have to
about it.
remember me.
Yeah,
Can
some
I
people-
come see your show? Will you let me see your show
That's
for
so
free?
funny.
Yeah.
But then you get people on like the total opposite side of the spectrum that are just so condescending and rude. But
Yeah.
like I don't care about that kind of stuff
No.
because like, and I feel like if you do this, like you can't care.
Right.
And like
No, you
especially,
can't.
and you hear
You
from
have
so
to
many
do
more
it.
like important people. Like some people hear from their family, like things just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like that kind of situation. So like you hear from a stranger, like that literally couldn't affect me any less. It just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's just funny to me. But yeah, I think it's so interesting to hear people's responses. I always have like a snappy answer back.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Like when people, I
Yeah.
love when people ask me what my backup plan is. I'm like,
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, I'm gonna work harder.
Good
I don't
Lord,
really
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
I think that's another really
It's so
beautiful
funny.
thing because people who aren't even necessarily supported by their families, like you were just saying, still have the courage to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even people who are like insecure artists still are
Well,
very
yeah.
strong in a way that maybe they don't recognize because it's just because you're here and it's what you love and you don't necessarily, you know, like everyone. I think all artists are
it's a
very
different
brave.
motivation than
Yeah.
like everyone else has. Like it's not just like you're going to school. Like at least for me, it feels like every day is like closer to something. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like
that was deep. That hit me in places.
it's what it feels like. And like every day, like in high school, like I would wake up, even like senior year, like when it's so stressful after auditions and like you've heard back from nowhere and like you still are so stressed out. Like what if I get in nowhere? But it was still like every day was like, it was stressful, but it was exciting because you know that like every day you're getting closer to something. And like when you care about it so much, it's like, it's so cool. And like I feel so grateful, like you were saying, every single day to like wake up and like have something that I'm passionate about. I can't imagine not, because like I'm that kind of person. Like I love the feeling of like I don't just being happy. Like people just I feel horrible for people that don't get that every day. Like I just can't imagine that life.
Especially when you like are studying something that you particularly love or do a piece that like you feel so good doing.
Yeah.
Like some people have never felt
Like
that
that rush,
kind of
yeah.
rush or like adrenaline or anything because they don't have something that makes them feel
It's
that
so
way.
crazy. And like yeah, I've been like doing this my whole life too, so like I just can't imagine it. And like I think about it, and I did competitive dance for such a long time too, so like I had that, even if like, because everyone will have like their bad days, bad months with acting where like this sucks, I suck. But like
Yeah.
then I would have dancing, so like it would balance itself out.
Okay.
So like I always had something. Like I
That's
can't,
so
I just
human
can't imagine.
too to be like I suck right now.
Yeah.
Like it's just everyone has
yeah.
those days.
No, I love that how human the
Yeah.
environment is. That's like a good word
and
for
I think
it.
actors are just so
In
like
touch.
able to empathize with not even actors,
Like
you know,
humans,
because
yeah.
that's playing characters is exactly what that is, just empathizing with like humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've noticed that in a lot of conversations I've had with. We're gonna cut the conversation to acting here, but in a lot of conversations I've had with like other actors of any kind, it's like the way how open-minded they are is sometimes really surprising because you think about how many actors are extremely progressive or liberal, this, that, or the other, but they're still able to try
To
and
listen,
to the other side of things to
Yeah.
really, try and get perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to tell me your political
I'll do that.
because that's not what this is. So why Penn State? Why was this the school for both of you?
Well, cheesy, but I always like, people always say like the feeling of like when you walk on a campus, like this is where I'm supposed to be. And I remember like going to so many schools. This was like one of my last auditions. So I remember going to so many schools and being like, okay, like, is this it? Like, I didn't know. Like, everyone like talks about that feeling. And I was like, that's so stupid. Like, what is that? But then I like got here, and literally the second I got here, I was like, oh my God, I love it. And like, I knew it like on paper it was what I wanted, but like, I didn't know. And like, I know like, obviously back to a little bit of the topic of acting, because that's why I'm here. But I knew that I loved the program, and especially when we got here, like everyone was so like nice, and that the environment was so unique in that way, but also like, I'm so into like school spirit and like big campus. I knew I wanted a big state school because I also have like my whole life I've never been like only friends with theater people. Like I have all my friends that aren't in theater, so like I wanted that like outside, but also the program's really small, so like I don't really know. It just kind of felt right. And then when I got in, I was like, okay, well then, yeah, there wasn't really any question. It just felt so right, and like it still does, which is awesome.
Good.
Because like being here, it just is like feels so right.
Feels good,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited every day.
Good.
Which is like awesome, because not everyone can say that. So
Yeah, I think just being here and being in the School of Theater is just like really the best of both worlds, because you have this huge university that's so easily accessible to you, but sometimes if that's overwhelming, you can come into the School of Theater and feel that like safe, like closeness that you might not necessarily feel like out in the big university that we're at. So I think like that was something that was so exciting for me, was to have both.
Yeah.
Because not everyone has that.
And you really can't have both here.
You really can have both, and I think like we're so lucky. And I think there are so many opportunities here because of the school that we're at and how big it is, and how there are so many people that are passionate about so many different things. I think people who don't necessarily know what they're passionate about yet, there's nothing wrong with that. And usually those people do acknowledge like, I don't know yet, but I think yet is the key word of that whole thing, because they want to be, and that's really all that matters. And that's why a lot of people come to college, especially schools like these where there's so many different options for you to explore, because you can try out different things until maybe you do find that thing that you're passionate about. So yeah, I think, and I'm just a very passionate person, so I think that's like my favorite word. So
me too.
So
That's so funny. Why are we literally the same? It's so scary.
You look alike, yeah.
It's awful. It's so scary. But like we find out something every day. We're like, that's just weird. We're just terrifying. We're the same in every way.
We never thought we'd both be at the same school, because we're just the same.
Because you're from the same area, but you
literally we live 10
area.
minutes apart. And we were talking about all our auditions together. We just never thought that we would go to the same school, because like we were like, we are the same.
Yeah.
Like we're the exact same. It's not gonna happen.
But here you are.
I know.
Nevertheless, we're both here.
I digress. For me, it was as a freshman, there was a lot of, I see where my anxieties are, but I'm still here. I'm still so happy that I'm.
Yeah.
Would you?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Being here, every time someone asks us where we're from and we're like Florida, they're like, why are you here?
So what we're doing there is synchronizing audio between the cameras. So when I go and edit it, the first thing I can do is just put the audio clips together, and then, wow, not professional. None of this is only
That was really good,
this
honestly.
is only a vlog channel, so
You
it
should
doesn't
keep that
matter.
in.
I will.
That was really good.
I'm definitely
That was
gonna
really typical of me.
very typical of you.
Am I allowed to curse? Okay.
I'm gonna censor it, but yeah.
Okay, I just meant like
Yeah.
if you do not want me to.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay.
Don't like say f.
No, I don't plan
But
on
yeah.
it.